Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday, so it's time to talk dragons. Hello, dragon family. I'll give you all a minute or two to come on and see what we have to share today. If you haven't seen me before, hello. My name is Araya Anra, and I am a psychic medium, an energy healer, and life coach, and known as the Dragon Lady because I work with the dragons. I have for 10 years. Wrote a book called The Dragon Within. Hello, Jen. Good to see you. It's been a while. And just tuning in now today, we like to come here every week and talk about the dragons and questions that anybody has. I'm pretty excited because there seems to be so much happening. The activation in Sedona kicked some things off, and that was in September over the fall equinox. And what's exciting is next fall equinox is already lining up to be in Tibet, of all places. So what's been happening here, I was down in South Africa and then Egypt, and big global activations happening, the female black dragon coming back online. Pretty exciting stuff. And what's been coming up for me lately, besides the Eye of the Dragon program launching, and if you've been thinking about that, there are only, hello Chris, there's only 4 spots left. We've only been, launched for 2 weeks, and over half the spots are gone. So if you've been thinking about getting an application in, do not delay. Hello Randy, because there's only 4 spots left in that, and that is that 4-month program. It's the precursor. It's the first half of the Dragonheart program. It's something that is essential if you want to do the Dragonheart program, and it's a way to dive into that and dive into really learning how to live with the dragons, to walk and see through their eyes and perspective, and access that part of you. Hello Inger, good to see you. And so that kicks off February 5th to May 28th at 16 weeks. There is a week off in there in the middle, so there's 8 plus a week off and then 8 more weeks. Private one-on-one sessions included in that program, and I know that all of the Dragonhearts would probably share with you that it's well worth the investment and the time and everything else involved with it, because expansion is the key. You will never be the same. Your journey will never be the same. You as a person will never be the same, and you will be more truly yourself than you ever have been before. So I'm excited to see that group sphere forming. It's an incredible powerhouse group of people coming together. And what else is happening here? I was woken up at 4:44 a.m. today. I don't know about anybody else, but several times in the last week, I bought myself a big global map, and I've had maps of the dragons that I didn't include in the book since I wrote it, knowing where the 12 large dragons of Moose sit in the continents, in the tectonic plates, holding the continent together, or the globe together, and energetically holding those places. And what's been interesting with the dragon activations starting to happen around the globe is realizing that part of my responsibility, and you guys will have local sites around where you are, or be called to be on some of the bigger trips with me, that it's time for the 3D grids to be pulled. It's time for us to really move into the 5th dimensional experience and or above, multi-dimensional experience. And so that's been talked about for a long time. What does that look like? How does that work? And we're actually unpinning, as it was really the Sedona experience with my Dragonhearts on our retreat that showed me what's happening, knowing that I had been given 2 years ago when I was in Machu Picchu in June of 2016 already. I was given a list of sites around the world that I would be getting to: Mount Kailash, Uluru, Mount Fuji, a couple others, really big energetic spots. Hi Annabelle, good to see you. And so those have just been in my field. They've been in the back of my mind, and this is how energy works and your journey works as far as stepping into your destiny, stepping into your path. You'll feel things come in and just know they're part of your journey. You just don't know when they're going to pop in. So you just let them be and let them percolate. If you push for them or grasp for them, they don't come out in their right timing and fully ready to bloom. So allowing that to come in, all of a sudden now after South Africa, I've gotten home and had the impetus to go get my big wall map, get my big wall calendar. You can see a corner of the calendar up here, and start allowing the plotting of time, space, of all the different activations to happen, because I can see the grids, I can feel the different spots around the earth. And so that was one of the things my guides got me up at 4:44 a.m. today and said, hey, let's work on the maps. And allowing that to just be in flow. This is the key with the dragons. You have, well, with any of our spiritual journeys, but as I've seen the dragons lately, they help us manifest things. They help us clear things in our bodies to move forward. And when we start getting that information, we have to just allow it, hi Rosa, to keep flowing and come into us. And then it comes out, as I mentioned before, in its own perfect bloom. You got to have all the pieces come together so that it's really ready to blossom in a huge way and be the biggest, most gorgeous flowering of something that you've ever seen, right? So if we pick a bud too early, it doesn't ever get to be as expansive as it wants to be. And so that's what I've been playing with. It's been really fun to look. I had such a synchronous day yesterday. I find it interesting that information is starting to come to me from different sites and locations and people. And so gracious that Layla from Bosnia and Herzegovina, over in that corner of the world, has been sharing some information on the pyramids of Bosnia around Visoko, and I'm going to see where those tie in, because I know there's a lot of ley lines across through there. But really trying to do it without knowing anybody else's ley lines, because the dragon grids could very well be different than a lot of the spaces. There are some crossovers, but feeling like I'm going to line it up first and then give confirmations based on other locations. But a beautiful confirmation I got yesterday. This was interesting. Everybody's seen this beautiful statue of the dragons, right, coming from Bulgaria. Wow, is that gorgeous? We had 6 separate people posted into the group. I had people message it to me. I just love that everybody's on board when they see something spectacular and powerful come out, that, wow, let's share this. We got to make sure everybody sees this, because that's a powerful statement. Interesting that the post that originally got posted said it was a new statue. I don't know how accurate that is, because when I Googled the statue, there were postings from like 2011 about it. So I'm not sure of the age of the statue, but what's beautiful about it is obviously there's people in that area that are connected to the dragons. The dragon energies are strong. A lot of Europe has that. And looking up, because I've been mapping out, I'll probably be coming to Europe to do some workshops and some activations this summer. And so mapping out the grid around Europe that the key points are in, there was one area that I was seeing in the Black Sea but hadn't pinpointed exactly where it needs to be. And lo and behold, as I look up, I'm like, these statues are beautiful. Where are they? Varna, Bulgaria. So I Google Earth, where's Varna, Bulgaria? And I pull it up there, and it's right next to it. It's the closest point next to the dot that I drawn on the map, that if I went on land and I wanted to get as close as I could to this spot in the water, it would be Varna, Bulgaria. So I know that'll be one of the spots I'm getting to. I'm thrilled about that and having that kind of confirmation. So those are the ways that I love to see things come in, and just letting things unfold. So talked a little bit about Tibet a few minutes ago. That's one of the things that has been top priority on my list. My guides pretty much have put that in the top of the list of all the different sites I have, Mount Kailash, and a sacred journey through Tibet. So that is looking like it's going to come together for next September, on the equinox next September. And not sure, a week or two forward after where in the trip that equinox will fall. And I'm always open to, if the guides want it sooner, if it's supposed to be on the summer solstice or winter solstice, depending on where you are in the hemispheres. Gonna play that out, but it feels more to me like it's gonna be September. So just put that in your field. If you've been feeling drawn over the years to Tibet, been waiting for that sacred journey to pop into your experience, and you want it to be with the dragons, well, there is a massive dragon in the land there that is going to be activated. And hello, Michelle. It's beautiful. If you Google Earth on Mount Kailash, you can see the dragon in the land. The Lake Manasarovar, there's 2 lakes just under Kailash. That's actually the heart chakra. So if you look at the lay of the land, you'll see it very clearly. There's a dragon there. And most people haven't ever probably noticed. But Google Earth is an amazing tool that, we didn't have a couple years ago. And I am so grateful that now all of this work is supposed to be happening when we have the internet for connections with each other. We have these amazing satellite pictures and apps that make it possible to look up sites all over and see the terrain, find the mountains that are specific to certain shapes or things we're seeing in our head, and get all that confirmation. So follow your own gut with that. When you start feeling and seeing and knowing places you're supposed to go, or dragons that are calling you, and like I said, just putting that out there, you might be one of those called to be on that Tibetan journey next September, and I know it's going to be powerhouse. And I'm already feeling like got inspired to start looking up what the itinerary could look like, seeing, wow, I need to get to the Hara, to the power center of this dragon to activate it. And lo and behold, there's an amazing town there that has ruins that are part of the itineraries that you can visit if you add on this extra part of the trips. So just loving that, loving how that comes together. And I think that's mainly what I wanted to share with you guys. I just feel like there's a big forward motion over the next, well, I feel like the next year is going to be powerhouse as well. You know, these last 9 months since the event started in March, March 21st, I know you guys were aware of that big event coming in. That's when the Dragonheart program started. Our opening ceremony was that night, and our closing ceremony is coming up December 21st as the program comes to a close. So in that 9-month time frame, I know that you felt a lot of shift and transformation, and things have been sort of stacking up to be in place, is what I feel. I feel like this big set of energy came in and sort of like set itself into place. And now as we roll forward from that, moving from December 21st forward for the next 9 months, that it's going to be this unveiling of all that is coming in to manifest itself. That really being able to live in the flow and undo these grids and lock into fifth dimensional experience and beyond, and living in that flow in your truth and connected to your highest soul level, which for me is a dragon, which for many of you who are watching, you might not realize it yet, but I guarantee that it's some dragon in you, and that at least a large portion of you are first and foremost dragon when it comes to your soul makeup. So if you have questions about that, if you want to know more, that's what the programs are all about. But I do answer questions on these lives, so feel free to post questions now. We've got a few extra minutes, or post them into the group and I will take them and run with them as we come together every Thursday. I love connecting with you guys, and I'm so grateful that you're all in the group and participating and putting your thoughts and pieces in and your shares, because they do connect the dots, not just for me, but for everybody. They're helping each of us move forward and get aligned with what we're supposed to be doing. And so that's really the impetus of the group. And you know what? I'm so grateful for it. We had Thanksgiving last week, exactly a week ago. Here we were Thanksgiving here in the United States. And for me, it was a really special day because it was exactly 1 year ago, the day before Thanksgiving, that my guides and everything within me said, you need to start this dragon group. This is what it's called. This is what the graphic needs to look like. Get it done, and the group started. And now look, we're almost 800 strong. I've done no advertising. It's growing word of mouth and organically, and that's how I want it to be, to keep it not only manageable, because I like to have that personal connection with each of you as you join the group and get involved and be able to see your posts and comment on them. Hello, Krishna. Hi, Vairagi. Good to see you. And so for me, it's that personal connection. When it gets too big, overblown, and large too fast, you lose that bit. And so I'm really grateful that it's continuing to grow and expand, and the work will at some point, just of its own, I know it's coming, where it's going to shoot up and go, wah! And I'm going to be hanging on for dear life, trying to just manage it all and be able to maintain that contact with everyone. Because truly for me, you guys, you may have had a comment from me or a little message from me or an email from me, and it's truly because I love the one-on-one connection. I love meeting you guys around the world. I had a discovery call this morning, blew my socks off. This is a guy that connected a year ago to buy the book, and I'm going to get to that question in a second, Michelle. I felt his energy back then. He's a powerhouse dragon, but he hadn't realized that yet. He hadn't gotten to that place within himself yet. But something in him drew, like in the last 2 weeks, he said, oh my gosh, I'm ready. I need to I don't even know what it's about, but I need to contact and talk to a Ray in person. So we did a 20-minute discovery call, because I do those with people to see, well, what is the work that you need? What are the things that I offer? Are there any that fit together? And if nothing else, getting to see face to face who my dragons are around the world, and knowing, wow, I know where this one is up in British Columbia now. And I'm so grateful, because we had 20 minutes of connection, heart to heart, dragon to dragon. And it's like, I know you. And that's how I feel with each of you guys. There's a familiarity and a closeness and connection with that family that is irreplaceable. Hi, Kayla. Good to see you. And so I encourage you, if you've been feeling, if your guides have been saying, you know what, contact her, there's work to be done. reach out. Go to my site, find the calendar for booking. It's like pops up at invokehealing.com or dragonwithin.com, pops up with a book now. Makes it easy to find, and then find the free discovery call so that we can talk about, what are you looking for? Are you supposed to be in one of the programs? Are we supposed to do one-on-ones together? Maybe you need to be on the next book club list. Who knows? That'll be the next thing coming. Once the program, the Eye of the Dragon, gets started February 5th, I will be probably putting together another book club. And that's a powerful transformational 6 weeks. It's amazing because every one of my groups has joked, this is way more than a book club. And it's a pretty small investment for those 6 weeks, but it does create a lot of shift. And I will tell you that 4 of my book club members from the last round are in the Eye of the Dragon program because they got so much out of it and they want more. And that's what it's, we're trying to get everybody into who they truly be as their dragons. And so, yes, reach out. Love to connect with you guys. I'm so grateful you're here, and I'm so grateful at this point in my journey that it is still manageable, that it is that one-on-one contact that I can have, and yet at the same time looking forward to the dragons being huge worldwide and feeling that on-ramp coming of where we're headed. So I wish you guys a fabulous Thursday. I will look forward to seeing you next week. And let me just go back. I know we had a question come in. See if I can scroll down. Michelle, do you have an overdose at times of so many dragons that want to connect with you at the same time? I'm going to see if I can see more on the question. It says here. And how to handle that. So that's interesting, Michelle, because for me, I tend to be a pretty massive being, so I don't feel overloaded. I do feel sometimes even thousands of dragons around me. When I flew into Cape Town, it was a host. I felt like there were paparazzi dragons. It was amazing. I felt like a celebrity. Little old me felt like the celebrity arriving in Cape Town with thousands of dragons and this guy's welcoming me and greeting me. And a huge wind in the land as I landed on the plane, looking out the window and seeing him and feeling him saying, please come connect to me on Table Mountain. Please come connect to me. I need your help. And I got to go wake his mom, who's just across the bay from him but been sleeping. And so those kinds of things happen. So I don't ever feel that overdose, but I know that when they're excited to work with you and there's a lot to come, they can band around and feel like, whoa, they're all trying to get your attention because they are, they're like a room full of kids sometimes. They want to just like, me, because they're excited you can feel and connect to them. They're excited because they've got work to do. And what I usually, if you are feeling that, what I would suggest is ask them to line up. Say, okay, you guys, I'm the one in human form. I am limited in my capacity in this moment in time because I am still in time, and I'm going to get to each one of you and I want to feel and connect with each one of you, but let's make it a little orderly. Or can you come 2 or 3 at a time in one day type of thing? You can set parameters with them. They will listen to you because they realize and respect that you're the one in human form. And as excited as they are, they will wait their turn and be orderly. You just have to sort of take command. And I feel like for you, part of that is you actually taking that command. I feel like that's part of your journey, is stepping into that, like, all right, this is how we're going to do it. Absolutely, Michelle. Lovely to see you. I know you're new to the group, so I'm glad you could be here, and I look forward to seeing you guys every week. Now that I'm back from overseas, I apologize that I missed a couple weeks running by being overseas and not having constant connection. And so I'm excited to be back. Anyway, have a great, great Thursday. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.